Hi, everybody. My name is Kelly Heath. I'm the Director of Study Abroad in the Office of Study Abroad at Webster, and I'm here today to talk with you about faculty-led program opportunities and especially what we have going on during spring break 2022. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Thank you so much for being with us today. So, like I said, I'm going to talk about short-term faculty-led programs. So what these are courses that will take place typically during the whole semester with the study abroad component embedded. So these can be either online or in person. We do have some online options this spring. So that means they're taught either online or in person. And of course, the study abroad piece will be in person and on site. They are, again, spring semester courses with the study abroad experience over the spring break. So typically you're gone the entire spring break, and a lot of times these programs are set up so you maybe even leave the Thursday or Friday before spring break, just so you can maximize the amount of time that you're able to spend in these different locations. The nice thing about these programs is that the tuition is built into the flat fee. So if you're a full-time student, you will not have to pay anything extra for tuition to go on one of these programs. But there is a program fee that is charged that covers typically it'll cover your housing, some of your meals, and your cultural activities. So things like entrance into museums or cultural sites, and that would be charged to your student account. Also in the past, we've been able on occasion to arrange group flights. If we are going to do a group flight for your program, then also that is something that can be charged to your student account. These are all international destinations this year. In the past, we have also had a few domestic programs, like a popular program to Taos, New Mexico. But this year, as you can see in the yellow box, all of our locations are international. So this year we're offering locations in Costa Rica, San Jose, Quito, and the Amazon. So you would spend time in the city of Quito, but then go into the Amazon rainforest in Ecuador. Then we also have another program to Ecuador that spends a little bit of time in Quito, but the majority of the period in the Galapagos Islands in Ecuador. And then we also have study abroad programs to Florence, Italy, and Tokyo, Japan. So I'm going to talk a bit in detail about each of these different opportunities. And all of the programs that we have this year are at the undergraduate level. In years past, we have offered programs and coursework at the graduate level, but this year for spring break 22, they are all undergraduate level courses. So it can vary from year to year. So the first program that I wanted to talk about was San Jose, Costa Rica. So this is a program that's been run in the past. It's called Inequality in the Environment, Coffee, exclamation point. So it is a course that focuses largely on issues, environmental, social justice issues, economic development issues as well, surrounding the coffee industry in Costa Rica. So for anybody who is interested in philosophy and ethics and business development and sustainability studies, environmental studies, this is a really great opportunity. So some of the things you get to do in this course include visiting the United Nations, different grassroots organizations, and learning about the work that they do, different conservation and environmental protection projects, and a lot of other things as well. This is a really hands-on program, as most of our study abroad programs are, where you're getting to go out and talk with people who grow, sell, and harvest coffee. So actually getting to talk with people who are affected by different issues within this particular industry. And also seeing that from the perspective of Costa Ricans. So realizing that, it can be, some of the issues are applicable to the larger coffee industry, and some maybe are more prevalent to things specifically going on in Costa Rica. You can enjoy day trips to volcanoes, rainforests, waterfalls, and the beach. So part of the program is really to understand the diverse ecosystem that exists in Costa Rica and getting to experience that as well firsthand. So we've got some nice pictures to show you some of the beautiful sites you'll get to see on this program. So again, some more photos here on the right are taken from students who've participated in the program in the past. The top photo is actually a coffee plantation. The photo below is a couple students who visited the Ministry of Exterior Relations and Culture. So the course itself is 1 credit, although if anybody is interested in getting 3 credits, I know the faculty of this course are trying to explore options to allow students to get 3 credits as well. It is Ethics 2050, Inequality in the Environment. So it's being a 1 credit class, most of your contact hours are going to take place on site in Costa Rica, and you're probably going to meet about 1 to 2 times before you actually go over to Costa Rica. So in terms of in-class time in St. Louis, there's not going to be as much of that as you would have with like a regular 1 credit course. But a lot of the hours are going to be through the spring break experience. Again, you learn about how social, political, and ethical issues intersect with environmental ones. We do have a local partner organization that we work with, which is called Cares 21. So they help to coordinate all of the visits that we do, the housing that we do, and they provide sort of a guide that stays with us the entire time that the group is abroad. This is the program fee, so $14.75, and like I mentioned before, that covers your housing, some of your meals, and all of the different local transportation and any sort of cultural visits. And the 2 program leaders are Dr. Kate Parsons in the philosophy department and Dr. Danielle McCarthy in the sociology department. So these are really veteran faculty program leaders. They are both based at the St. Louis campus. They've led a number of programs before. A lot of them focus on different issues related to social justice, related to environmental issues and equality. And they have taught before at the Thailand campus. They've done this program in Costa Rica. So they have a real interest in this particular theme and kind of exploring it through different cultures. So I think you'll really enjoy the program if you and especially getting to know both of them. Okay, so moving on, I'm going to talk about Florence and the Renaissance. So this is an art history course that really is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to travel to Florence while learning from a very noted Webster professor whose area of expertise is Italian Renaissance art. So that's Dr. Ryan Gregg in the art department, who's an art historian who actually just recently in past years wrote a book on Italian Renaissance art. So truly is a great expert on this subject area. So on this program, you really get to use Florence as your classroom. You get to walk in the footsteps of internationally renowned artists like Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, Raphael, and you get to really be outside every day. So getting to see the sights, the sounds, the smells, the tastes of Italy, and getting to visit a number of museums, palaces, squares, and observe art firsthand while learning from your faculty program leader who speaks Italian, who's run this program over 7 times, and is an excellent person to explore Florence with. So you go to museums like the Uffizi, you get to see Michelangelo's David, you get to go to the Plaza Vecchio, the Bargello, which is a sculpture gallery, and of course you get to observe the beautiful, and learn about as well, the beautiful architecture throughout the city of Florence. So this is a 3-credit class. It is taught in person, so similar to Inequality in the Environment, you'll meet a few times as a class in St. Louis before you go over to Florence as a group. This course does count for GCP, so it counts for Arts GCP or your Global Citizenship Program. It is also recommended for any students who are interested in art or art history or our majors or minors in that particular area. And again, you get to go out and really use Florence as the classroom. So seeing some of these iconic and historic monuments and museums, and definitely Florence is one of the best cities in the world to see art firsthand. So that's a real coup with this program, getting to do that on a daily basis. And of course, learn about the beautiful Italian culture. You do stay in a local hotel in double rooms. The program fee is $1,300. And again, that would cover your on-site activities and any kind of local transportation, although you do primarily walk around the city when you go to Florence. And as I mentioned before, the leader is Dr. Ryan Gregg. You can see him in this lower photo. He is actually the department chair for the art department at Webster, and he has a long history of running this program in the past, and is very, very fluent in Italian culture and Italian language. Great, so moving on to our next program, we have the Quito and the Galapagos Islands programs in Ecuador. So there are actually two different options. So we have Biology 211 Evolution Lab, and then we have Biology 1031, which is the biology of plants. So the Evolution Lab is a great option for any students who are biology majors, because it is more of a major required course, while the biology of plants counts for global citizenship credit. So that's more of an option for non-biology majors. But the two groups do spend quite a bit of time together, even though they're separate courses. There's two different biology faculty members who lead each of these groups, but some of the items on your itinerary for your time in Ecuador and in the Galapagos will align. So you will be sometimes doing similar excursions, similar outings, things like that. So it's really an opportunity to take a journey to the land that inspired Darwin's theory of evolution. So this is sort of a mecca site, especially for biologists and those who are especially interested in evolution. It's really an iconic place to go and a great place to study different animal species and plant species. So you can learn about evolution or plant life, depending on what course you go into, by exploring biology of the iconic Galapagos Islands, conduct observational field research, by exploring an evolutionary topic using local plants or animals. So you're really getting out there, you're getting to see different islands that are part of the Galapagos, getting to observe the animal life, getting to observe the plant life, and sort of, especially with the Evolution Lab, you'll come back with the research that you've collected and sort of formulate that into a final report. So it's really hands-on learning, which is fantastic. And you do get to compare and contrast two different Galapagos islands. So compare the marine and terrestrial biology of San Cristobal and Española. And you can see over here on the left, this is a cathedral from Quito. So you will be able to do some sightseeing in Quito, which is where you'll fly into with this program. And then these pictures of the animals are from the Galapagos Islands. So if you opt for Evolution Lab, again, that's for biology majors. It's typically taken with Biology 2010, which is the evolution course. So that's 5 credits overall, but the lab part is the part that you'll be doing for the study abroad experience. And that's an in-person, these are in-person courses for the most part that are taught together during the spring semester. Now on the other side, there's the biology of plants. So like I mentioned before, that counts for GCP credit for physical natural world or oral communication. So 2 areas of the GCP, and it is an online course. So you would be meeting with the class, you would be, studying your course content online and then meeting up with a group in person for the study abroad portion. And it's 4 credits overall. You do a lot of hands-on field trips. You even get to do a little bit of snorkeling, a little bit of hiking, and getting really to learn about the plant life and the animal life of the islands. We do have a local partner institution, which is Universidad San Francisco de Quito, also known as USFQ. So they really help to plan all of the on-site logistics for the program. They will meet up with us when we're there. They will meet with our groups even prior to leaving the United States to kind of make some of the connections and talk a little bit about the culture and a little bit about what to expect and some of the research pieces. And USFQ also does have a research station on the Galapagos Islands. So they're very well positioned to know about research and know about animal and plant species in that area. So they're really an instrumental partner for Webster in this program. The program fee is $3,056, and that would cover the, your housing, your meals, and again, some of the cultural activities. And we also usually recommend how much money you should bring aside from what's going to be charged through the program fee, just so you can budget accordingly. That would be on the Study Abroad website. And then the faculty program leaders for this year are Dr. Nicole Miller-Strutman, who will be teaching the Evolution Lab course, and then Dr. Victoria Brown-Kennerly will be teaching the biology of plants course. So the next program that I wanted to talk about was Quito, another program to Ecuador actually. So Quito in the Amazon, Ecuador. So this is not a biology offering. This is actually an offering in the area of human rights. So the course looks at climate change, indigenous rights, and the rights of nature. So you get to learn specifically about the case in Ecuador, which was the first country in the world to include the rights of nature in its constitution. And it has a thriving indigenous population and indigenous rights movement. So the indigenous population works constantly to defend their rights. You will stay in Quito, the capital city of Ecuador, and travel into the Amazon rainforest to visit with indigenous communities. And you will meet with scholars and activists who are on the forefront of the environmental justice cause. Dr. Dana Hill is going to be your faculty program leader. So Dr. Hill is a Webster professor that teaches in the human rights program, and she is based in Ecuador. So she teaches mostly online for Webster, and this is an online course. And she has extensive experience working with human rights issues in the field of Ecuador and worldwide. So from women's issues to environmental issues to working with indigenous populations, she's really nicely centered to offer this course in this program. And then she partners with Dr. Lindsay Kingston, who is a human rights professor at the St. Louis campus. And Lindsay will be going along with the program to support the students, to support Dana, and to add her expertise to the course as well. And this is a human rights course for 3 credits. As I mentioned before, it's taught online, but it is also cross-listed with international studies and international relations. So if you're a major in either of those areas, you can also get credit towards your major or your minor if you're a minor. So you are really going to spend several days in the Amazon rainforest, and you're going to stay primarily with the Sapara indigenous people. So you're going to actually get to spend time with them, get to learn with them, get to hear about what their daily life is like, and to also learn about their views of nature, their views of the protection of nature, and sort of how they view this particular topic. So it really is kind of a once in a lifetime opportunity. And you actually do get to stay with them in their villages too. So that's also a really unique aspect of this program. So you'll stay in hotels, mostly when you're in Quito, and then also sort of like the villages or campsite type areas when you're actually in the Amazon. And you'll be, going to different locations within the Amazon, sometimes flying in, sometimes taking boats. So it's going to be amazing to see some of these sites that not a lot of people are able to get to, and not a lot of foreigners are able to get to. So the program fee is $2,460. That covers 9 nights of accommodation, most of your meals, and all of your in-country transportation. And like I mentioned before, we have the 2 faculty leaders, although Dr. Dana Hill will be your primary instructor for the online course. So another program that I wanted to talk about today was the application. Actually, we changed the name of this program. It's Game and App Design in Japan. I think the previous name is up here, which is Application Production for International Audiences. So my apologies for that. But the course number is still the same. It's Game 3150. So this is a program that goes to Tokyo, Japan, and is available to students who are animation, game design, computer science, and of course, students in other areas are also welcome to take it. There aren't any prerequisites for this course, for this program. This is the first time that Webster is running this program, so it's very exciting. You'll get to stay in Tokyo, Japan, which is the capital and largest city of Japan. You'll get to visit a number of different cultural sites and learn about the gaming industry within Japan specifically. You'll also be hosted by Oberlin University, which is Webster's, an exchange partner for Webster University. So they're going to be our host institution, and they're going to work with this group on the course project, which is to develop a gaming app that can be used around the world, and specifically to test that app to learn about the user experience habits in Japanese culture, which would allow you to potentially make changes and optimize the experience for your users in international locations as you design and develop your game. So it's kind of thinking of, hey, you can develop a game, but what if you want to have that game used widely on an international level? What does that really mean? How do you test your game? How do you get input from different markets and make sure that your game is culturally appropriate for different parts of the world? Because as you see here, it's important to learn how to develop games for multiple audiences, because the US population is only 5% of the world, and there's a lot of people out there who may want to use a game that that you develop. So Matthew Burton is a game design instructor at Webster. He's going to be your faculty program leader. He has extensive experience in the field of game and application design and has traveled to Japan previously. So he's very well positioned to offer this program, and should be a really fantastic experience. I will mention that this program has been quite popular, so it is already full in terms of receiving the maximum number of student applications that we can take for spring. So we do have a wait list for this program. So anyone who's interested for spring break 22, please just know that we do have a wait list. If you want to know how many students are on a wait list or where you would be if you applied, please let our office know. We can help you take a look at that. So those were the spring break programs that I wanted to highlight. We don't have many programs yet on the roster for summer or fall 2022, but please check back with us. We should have that information becoming available in the next couple of months. But I do know for right now that we're going to have a graduate level counseling course on intercultural communication that will be offered at the Athens campus in summer 22. So that there actually is a program webpage on that on the Study Abroad website. So if you'd like to read more about that, please take a look there. For fall 2022, so fall break programs, we don't have that information yet, but it should be coming out, like I said, in the next couple of months. And I just want to highlight, here's some programs that we've offered in the past that are probably ones that will be offered again at some point in the future. We have this program that goes to 2 locations in China, to Beijing and Shanghai, that's focused on contemporary Chinese pop culture. You get to explore different aspects of pop culture, from the music to the film to TV, and see what's popular and try to understand a little bit of the cultural context behind why it's popular and how young people especially relate to different cultural trends. So you get to visit 2 major cities in China and understand pop culture in the context of globalizations and transculture interaction, and learn how and observe these differences and how they're integral to understanding China today. You get to visit some historic symbols of China, for example, like the Great Wall, like you can see in this picture down here, and also the Forbidden City in Beijing. And then another program, and the program to China, I know that also counts for, I don't think I have it. Oh, it counts for GCP credit for global understanding and intercultural competence. And then another program I just wanted to mention quickly was the Taos, New Mexico. So this is one of our domestic programs. So it's a SCIN 1800, a science-focused course, living on and off the grid. So this program is really focused on communities that are set up to be completely off the grid, and learn about, the architecture. A lot of these communities are made out of, like the homes are made out of recyclable materials. So you get to experience these different communities and learn how they manage to live off the grid, and how they do that in terms of like solar energy, in terms of water systems, in terms of electricity, things like that. And you get to go to Taos, New Mexico, which is in northern New Mexico, and it's known as the solar capital of the world. and you get to learn from experts in renewable architecture, solar power, catch water, and construction. So for anybody who's interested in sustainability, anybody that's interested in environmental issues, I think, you know, a lot of the techniques that are used in these communities could be the wave of the future. So could be really exciting to learn about these things. You get to stay in an Earthship, which is one of the off-the-grid part of one of so Earthships are homes within these off-the-grid communities. So as part of the program, you actually get to stay in one of them with the other students on your program. So that's kind of a neat experience to have too. And this program does count for GCP credit as well. And that's all I have for today. So thank you so much for watching this session. We appreciate your time. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to the Office of Study Abroad. Our email address is worldview@webster.edu. Our website is www.webster.edu/studyabroad. Thank you so much and have a great day.